Why do Asians use chopsticks? Chopsticks became a staple on Chinese dining tables around 400 AD, but their origins date back much further, to approximately 1200 BC. Over 3,000 years, the popularity of chopsticks has surged. Today, more than 20% of the world's population uses chopsticks for eating. In China alone, 45 billion pairs of disposable chopsticks are consumed annually. How did these two slender sticks inspire such a profound revolution in eating habits? Chopsticks were originally cooking utensils. China was the first country to use chopsticks nearly 3,000 years ago. However, they were not initially used as eating utensils. Ancient Chinese people used chopsticks for cooking because they could reach deep into boiling pots without any issues. As the Chinese population began to explode, chefs had to find ways to conserve resources, which meant cutting food into smaller pieces that required less fuel to cook. This bite-sized cuisine, combined with Confucius and other Chinese philosophers' advocacy against the use of knives, seen as symbols of slaughter, paved the way for chopsticks to become widespread across China. Not all chopsticks are the same. Chopsticks vary significantly across Asian cultures. For instance, Chinese chopsticks are typically long and thick to facilitate picking up food from shared dishes, according to Ruishi Hu, founder of Lost Plate Food Tours. Hu, who grew up in Chengdu, China, first used chopsticks at age 2. She now runs food tours across Asia and has observed numerous chopstick variations. In Japan, where bamboo chopsticks have been used for religious ceremonies since 500 AD, they have evolved significantly over time. Today, Japanese chopsticks are designed specifically for one of their main dishes, fish. Japanese chopsticks are short and sharp because the Japanese are adept at eating fish, and the sharp ends help remove fish bones easily, Hu explains. Japanese people usually eat from individual portions rather than communal dishes, which is why their chopsticks don't need to be as long. Interestingly, disposable wooden chopsticks were first invented by the Japanese in 1878. The Chinese and Japanese elite used to use chopsticks made from ivory, jade, coral, and silver. They believed silver chopsticks would corrode and turn black if they came into contact with poisoned food. Today, the Chinese prefer bamboo chopsticks because the material is abundant and inexpensive. In Korea, chopsticks are slightly different. Korean chopsticks are flat and often made of metal, ideal for handling grilled dishes. Metal chopsticks don't burn when used for barbecue preparation. Despite the prevalence of American restaurants in Thailand, Thais don't typically use chopsticks. Historically, they ate with their hands and only later adopted forks and spoons. Chopstick etiquette and techniques. Hu mentions that chopstick handling is more about personal preference than geographic influence, but certain areas maintain beliefs about the significance of chopstick handling. In my hometown, people say if you hold your chopsticks near the tips, close to the food, you'll marry someone nearby, she says. If you hold them near the ends, away from the food, you'll marry someone far away. Another belief, according to China Highlights, is the farther apart you hold the chopsticks, the farther you'll travel. Thus, people in mountainous regions of China often hold chopsticks parallel or in an X shape, while urban dwellers hold them in a V shape. While chopstick handling can be subjective, there are specific etiquette rules you shouldn't ignore. According to Everything Chopsticks, some guidelines include: Do not pick up food from a communal plate and put it directly into your mouth. Transfer it to your plate first. Avoid using chopsticks to spear food. Use serving chopsticks to take food from communal dishes. Do not stir food around in communal plates. Do not place chopsticks directly on the table. Rest them on your plate or a napkin. Do not point chopsticks at people, even when resting them on your bowl. Regarding placement, who advises, never stick chopsticks upright into your food, always lay them across the bowl or plate, parallel to the table. Sticking chopsticks into food resembles incense sticks used in rituals for the deceased, implying you're calling spirits. The benefits of chopsticks and proper usage. For those unfamiliar with chopsticks, they can be tricky, often causing spills. However, chopsticks offer surprising benefits. Dr. David Samadi notes that chopsticks can help maintain a healthy weight by encouraging slower eating, which helps control portion sizes and reduces the risk of heartburn. So, what's the best way to hold chopsticks? Take one chopstick and hold it like a pencil. Who suggests? This creates a space between your thumb and index finger, where you place the other chopstick. Only move the chopstick you hold like a pencil, the other remains stationary. It sounds simple, doesn't it?